All right, let's talk about something that scares a lot of people trying to learn Mandarin. Tenses. It just feels like this huge impossible wall, right? But what if I told you we could basically smash that wall to pieces in just the next few minutes? And all we're going to need is one simple sentence. Sound good? Let's do it.
I mean, you look at all those Chinese characters, and you just kind of assume the grammar has to be just as complicated. You've got tones to worry about, thousands of characters, and then someone says tenses, and your brain just wants to shut down. It feels totally overwhelming. So the big question is it actually impossible? Well, the answer is probably not what you're thinking.
Okay, look at this number. 5. That's it. Seriously, that's the number. This isn't some kind of trick question. That's the number of keywords we're going to focus on today. Yep, 5 little words. That's how many words you need to start talking about time in Mandarin. So right now, I want you to forget everything you know about grammar from other languages. You know, all those complicated charts with verb endings? Throw them out. Because in Mandarin, the verb, it never, ever changes. All you do is pop in a simple little helper word to show when something is happening. It's way more like playing with Legos than doing algebra.
Okay, so to prove just how simple this really is, we're going to build this whole thing on just one single sentence. Think of it as our home base, our anchor for everything else.
So, the basic sentence structure in Mandarin is, well, it's just beautifully simple. It's subject-verb-object. Sound familiar? Yeah, it's just like in English. And here's the best part, the absolute magic of it. That simple structure, with no extra words at all, that is the present tense. It's what you use for things you do all the time, like a habit. It's like the factory default setting.
And this is going to be our anchor sentence for the rest of this little journey. 我买牛奶. It just means I buy milk. Super simple, right? Okay, now let's see how we can become time travelers just by adding one little word to this sentence.
All right. First up, let's look at the past. Now, Mandarin has 2 really cool and distinct ways to talk about what's already happened. One is for a specific action that's totally finished. The other is for talking about an experience you've had.
So if you want to show that an action is completed, finished, done, you just add the word la right after the verb. That's it. Our base sentence, 我买牛奶, becomes 我买了牛奶. Did you see that? The verb 买 didn't change one bit. We just popped in that la, and now everyone knows the milk has been bought. Action complete.
Okay, now what about those experiences? This is where it gets really interesting. For this, we use a different little word, 过. And honestly, this is such a cool part of the language. When you add 过 after a verb, you're saying, I have the experience of doing this. It means you've done it at least one time in your life. The specific time doesn't matter at all. It's all about that been there, done that feeling.
Okay, so let's put them head to head so you can really see the difference. 我买了牛奶 means I bought milk. It's a specific event that's finished. Maybe you did it an hour ago. But 我买过牛奶, that means I have bought milk before. You know, at some point in my life, I've had the experience of buying milk. See? It's a really subtle difference, but it's super powerful.
Right, so that's the past cover. Now let's jump into what's happening right now and what's going to happen next. And you guessed it, we're going to use the exact same building block idea. So what if you're in the middle of doing something? Like right this second. Easy. You just add the word 在 right before the verb this time. So our sentence becomes 我在买牛奶. Imagine your phone rings while you're literally standing there with the milk carton in your hand. This is what you'd say. I am buying milk. It means it's happening as we speak.
And the future? You're probably seeing the pattern now. It's just as simple. We take another word, 要, and put it in the same spot, right before the verb. 我要买牛奶. I am going to buy milk. It's all about your plan, your intention to do something. And again, look at the verb 买. It hasn't changed at all.
So here they are, side by side. You can really see it now. 在 is for the immediate moment, what you're doing right now. 要 is for what you're planning to do later. It's amazing, right? 2 different words, same exact placement, and they give you 2 totally different points in time. The whole system is just so logical.
So, this is the really big takeaway. You've got to shift your mindset. You're not really learning tenses in the way you think about them in English or Spanish. What you're actually learning is how to add simple status markers to your sentences. It's a whole new way of looking at it, and honestly, it's so much easier.
And that really is the secret sauce here. The source for this breakdown, Yimin Chinese, puts it perfectly. It's all about having the right method. And once you really get this building block idea in your head, you have that little aha moment and you realize, yeah, I can totally do this.
All right, let's wrap it all up in one nice, neat little cheat sheet. So for a completed action, you pop a la after the verb. For a past experience, you use gul, also after the verb. For something happening right now, that's zai, and it goes before the verb. And for a future plan, you use yao, also before the verb. And what about just a regular present tense habit? You add nothing. That's it. That's the whole system, all right here. And that really brings us to the final thought here. What if the secret to learning Chinese isn't about memorizing a million different rules? What if it's really just about learning how to build with a few simple blocks? When you think about it that way, everything changes. What felt impossible just a few minutes ago, well, suddenly it seems totally doable, doesn't it?